today we're actually going to be trying to make an assembly. So before we start, I actually want to go and, oh, I think I might have it still, but it's an assembly. Yeah, here it is. So this here, I rebuild it, it's fine. This here, we have our pulley. This is a pulley I designed a long time ago, about probably 2 years ago, I think. It was printed, and everything about it was just bad. It just didn't work. Doesn't function in real life. As you can see, we zoom in here, you can tell that these lines, they kind of bleed into each other a little bit. They kind of like melt into each other. That's not a good tolerance, and you need to have those tolerances there. Otherwise, when you print the thing, it's just not going to work. Rather than trying to fix it, might as well just redraw it. So what we're going to do here is we're actually going to be drawing the actual pulley itself, the actual wheel. And how we do that is quite simple, as I've demonstrated in our previous video on it, on the subject of this program. We can easily do it by drawing a square like this and distancing this to this. And I actually want to make it a little smaller this time, so we're actually going to give it a 1/4 inch diameter. And I know it's a little small, but that's how we're gonna have to do it. These guys to become symmetric. I don't know why it didn't work. I guess I selected such too many lines. And yeah, put the height. This will be how tall it is. I want it to be about 1/2 inch tall, and then the width of it, I'm gonna say about about 1/2 inch tall as well, wide, at least from that. So it'll be a total, if we looked at here, will be 1.25 inches. So obviously I might adjust these. I don't have the caliper or anything on me right now. I'm going to explain. I'm not going to change any of the dimensions now, but we will be changing them later when I explain about the tolerance problem. Okay, we're going to explain that a little bit more in detail. So let's first of all, let's actually make this thing into an actual feature. I want to set that as our center point, and then this, maybe 360, right? There we go. Like I said, I will adjust them a little bit more. It does look a little bit large, so we can go back in here and edit the sketch. I want it to be diameter. I want it to actually be 1/2 inch, 0.5 actually. We'll make a 1/2 inch actually, and we'll also change this to probably 0.25. Actually, let's do 0.3. 0.3. Actually, I would actually want to make it the width of it. I want to make it. Let's see what 1/6 looks like. So with this, you can actually type in the fraction 1/6. Right? And that is obviously 1/6 and a bunch of sixes, and that's just infinite, right? Because fractions are weird like that. And that looks like just a small tube. So we don't have to put it at that. We'll actually just put it at 1/4 instead. Make it a little bit bigger. And we'll change the height to being probably 1/4, right? Looks a little better. I actually might. I like the diameter. I like the size of it. Maybe the height just needs to change a little bit. I'll change the height to actually 1/3. Yeah, maybe that looks a little better. Yeah, we'll stick with 1/3. We'll stick with 1/3 for now. But we still need to edit the sketch because we need to add a notch in it. So adding the notch is a little simple. All we do is just draw this thing, a notch like that, a little square. Get ourselves our trim entities tool and just trim the little lines out. There you go. And all I have to do is make this symmetric. Okay. Give it a little bit of a distance. We shall make it just do 0.1 inch tall, and then we do this. So this will determine the depth of it. I want to make it probably 0.05, so a little notch in it. There we go. So we have a nice pulley. Now, obviously, we could put the holes around it. That's just a little bit more involved. This more looks like an O-ring, kind of like cylinder or something. Like I said, sketches aren't entirely final. Yeah, I might actually change that up because I did notice the problem. What if we make this an inch? Now it's starting to look more pulley-like. Yeah, because we have the ability to change the shapes and stuff, we can adjust them accordingly. So I'm going to 0.25 on that. Looks a little better. Might as well just, I'm going to 0.15 actually. There. Like there's no like actual mechanical use for this thing. I mean, maybe it will have one, but this is all just arbitrary stuff. We're not actually going to be using this in real life as a proper pulley. It's just a little bit of a design. I've wanted to design one of these things a long time. Now, if you do remember from the picture, we'll go pull it up anyway. On the pulley, you'll notice we have an indentation. We have an indentation. Should be this one, right? The pulley wheel. Yeah, you notice we have this big indentation in it with this part here sticking out and the holes. We can still do that. It will just take some effort on the modeling of it. So we can go edit sketch again, and all we have to do is cut a chunk out of it. Simple, right? Chunk, and just take our trim entities tool, trim these off, trim that off, and we can basically do the same thing here, right? Just simple problems need simple solutions. There. And like I said, we can still, let's drag this out a little bit so we can put some, I don't need points, I don't need the point. So this can become symmetric. I can make these guys collinear. Alright, these guys can become collinear. Right? What we could do also is all we have to do is put a dimension like this. Right? I'm going to say this is 0.75. That's the diameter of that. So then we also need to have a dimension measuring these walls, right? Several ways we could do this. 0.25 might be too small, but maybe not. We could just measure from here and here, right? 0.15. But what's this dimension here, right? How far is this? This is just 0.1, correct? Yes, if we did it all normal, this would be 0.1. So I actually want to cut this in half, so it'd be in the middle. So divided by 0, not divided by 0, divided by 2 will give us that. That was actually completely dumb mistake. That's not how you calculate that. Not at all. So if you combine them, it's 0. Okay, so I know what it is. If you combine that plus 0.1, this will go way off, right? That's why there's red lines, because it's actually just melding into this. This line and this line are going to conflict. So you take that and divide that by 2. Divided by 2. That way, yeah, now it's equal. Okay. You just add this number to this number, and we get there. Alright, so we can go out now, rebuild it, so it's all that, and it shows our where the new pulley is going to be, right? So what about the holes? The holes are easily drawn. We go top plane and a sketch on the top plane, and just draw a center line. I don't know if I would want to have two center lines, but we're just gonna do it anyway, just to keep up with the tradition of having a bunch of center lines. We just draw a circle. I will draw it on here. Automatically makes a coincident to that line. We're actually gonna make these things 0.25 look like. Well, maybe a little bigger. How about, so if that's quarter inch, what about 1/3? How about half inch? That's 1 and 1/2. No, I just want 1/2. Half inch. No, I don't need that. No, cancel. Cancel. I just want to grab the circle and move it down. So grab the point, move it down. That might be too big. I might go back to the, actually, let's just go 0.45. What about 0.4? 0.4. We'll do 0.4. We also need to put a dimension between this and that. 0.75 should be a nice round number. And now how do we make it go in a circle? Well, we can do a circular sketch pattern. We grab onto our circle here. We can then select how many we want. And we could do quite a few of them. So I'm actually going to stick with, see what 5 looks like. So then what do we do with 5, right? So now these are just in place, but they should be an arc. Now it's underdefined. How is it underdefined? Oh, they don't have a mark to stand on. So I should have to go back here and I should go edit that feature. Yeah, I need to edit the feature. So let's say if we just, I didn't probably just need to get rid of the pattern arc. I'm going to try that again. Alright, so there's another method of doing this. Hopefully it'll work. It's to use an extended cut. We just do through all. Actually, it's up to next. And because it's in the middle, it's going to... Should be able to just cut a hole in there, right? Okay, that's not it. What happened? Sketch 2, I want it to do sketch plane, but if we did through all. Okay, so that's a problem. Okay, I need to edit that. Okay, so it is working. It's just, I need, no, I don't want up to body. I want up to next. And make it direction 2. Yeah, so I'm on direction 2. Up to next as well. Okay. So this is another method. Another method of doing this is instead of trying to make the sketch in a pattern, you use this instead, right? So you need to give it a direction. So if we select the origin, what is it? How do you do this? Is this select a circle? I want 5 of these, right? Let's select 5 and go like that. Okay, so now it should be fully defined. At least now it should be, because that's not using it's using a circular pattern, not a circular sketch pattern. So there's that. So these will copy features, and like these are all the features, right? It'll copy a feature, not actually copy from the sketch. So this is dependent on this. So we can't actually, can't actually do this whole thing. This we can do, I think, right? No, it's required for, okay, never mind. But yeah, that's a little bit of a difficult thing. It took a little longer than I thought, so we might actually just say we're gonna make a new folder. New folder. We'll call this Pully 2. Open that. Actually, no, we want to call this then. Just call it Pully V2. There we go. Open that, and we'll save this as, let's just save it not uppercase, pulley underscore wheel. And there we go. Save it. Alright, hope you enjoyed the video today. This is just a little bit more on what we're going to do. I'm going to try to make this pulley work, be built, and actually get fully constructed. I'll be probably 3D printed and stuff. When we get to the pins and the brackets and everything, it's going to be at least 3 pieces. We need a pin, and then the actual bracket. Back in the day, it was 2 brackets and a base plate. We actually want to make it 1 bracket connecting base plate and everything. And that's going to be an attempt of what we're going to try to do. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, we'll see you next time.